Alright, I'm filming.
What's up?
Nothing, I'm here.
This is my dog.
What is the dog doing here?
She's just here for snacks. And this is my 2025 race calendar video.
Didn't we already film this?
We did. So we filmed this video once, and then I gave it a week, and then I told Jesse, I was like, we gotta film this again, because I signed up for more races. I changed one of my bikes, so welcome, and let's get into it.
Not efficient.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's more accurate now.
I'm just kidding.
It's more accurate now. And there's better pants this time.
Yeah, what are these?
These are the ripped in Fun Guy pants. Super comfy, super stretchy, super fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that want us to talk about pants in the videos, so we're gonna try to do that this year.
Not raw denim, but pure stretch.
Those are not selvage.
Pure performance.
Performance.
Performance denim. Shout out to Ripton.
Are those jeans or are they like?
Ripton is a denim company. They're just performance denim.
Okay, performance.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Anyway, in case you didn't notice behind me, this is a new bike. No one's seen it. This is my Envy Mog. I am back on a Mog again for 2025. This time it's not a demo bike, and I actually own this one. I liked my Mog enough to buy one. We'll have a video coming out about the Extrema. I've been getting a lot of questions about that. Stay tuned for that one in the near future, but I'll be doing a lot of my season for 2025 on the Mog. Quick point on the Extrema. I genuinely love how that bike felt. I am just flat out too short for it. I'm 5'3" and some change. The smallest size they make in the Extrema is a 51. For me, it's just a little bit too big. We tried to make it fit. I am just flat out too short. I'll get into that bike more in that video. It's an awesome bike. I've gotten some PRs on some pretty gnarly climbs on that bike. Like, it's sick. But unfortunately, I just cannot comfortably ride it. So I had to pivot in the last month. So I bought a Mog.
This is like a total just safe bet, right? The part of what we do at the bicycle station is like we're like reviewing products, right? And sometimes you end up with a product that isn't always like the most optimal for what you need, even though we still want to make content about it and we don't think the product's bad at all. But like Chase has been training super hard, and I think it would be a mistake to do these 100-mile gravel races on a bike that is too big for her. And so we just decided that it was ultimately like just having this one as like a permanent fixture, I think is just gonna benefit you.
Agreed. And I've ridden the Mog. I already know, I'll get into that as we get through the race calendar a little bit more. So I know how it handles, super familiar with it. Yes, there's toe overlap on this size, but I think you're gonna be hard pressed to find a size 49 gravel bike that can fit big ass tires and not have a little bit of toe overlap. So it's not a deal breaker for me. It just kind of is what it is in terms of the platform and the era of big tires.
These are the 2.2s. It definitely fits.
It fits.
It's close, but it's good enough.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Getting into the calendar portion, the first race is going to be on, actually the first couple are going to be on the Mog. First one's going to be Uwharrie Gravels. It's a new to me race in North Carolina in the Uwharrie National Forest. I'm just going to go hang out with a friend and do a 55-mile gravel race. Just kind of a fun weekend and just kind of see where I'm at and get the bike dialed in.
That's like happening like
it's in like
next
a
week
and a half.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
This is
very
legit. Like, it's like race season's about to start. It's so weird.
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, oh, I'm driving to North Carolina in a week and a half.
Yeah.
So that's my first actual race. And then I added this on our calendar. So March 8th, Glacial Drainage. This is a race that we are putting on as the bicycle station. I'm not racing that event. I'm working. I'm the head honcho putting that race on. So be there and use code YouTube for 10% off your entry. So you heard it here first. Yeah, that's a surprise.
Can I use the code?
You're already in.
Oh, dang it.
Good try. Register a friend.
Okay.
Register a friend for 10% off. Be there. That race is sick. Jesse and Trey are racing it. It's in Madison, Indiana. A lot of gravel. It's just straight up gravel. So it's a sick area, a lot of hills. But then jumping ahead to March 15th, this is a race that I booked the Airbnb for last June before I was even signed up. I'm super stoked about that one. That is one of my favorite races ever. Their whole team just does a great job putting it on. Cool area. And I actually rode the Mog at that race last year. That was my first event riding the Mog at. So I already know it's a great bike for that. So stoked for Mid-South. Comment below if you're going to be there. I think we're going to try to do a bicycle station little meetup ride.
Wow.
You are surprised. You've known about this?
I don't know anything.
Ugh, well, it's going to happen. So comment below if you're going to be there.
Are you gonna run those tires at Mid-South, or is that
Probably not.
because of the, like, I don't think that's
No.
enough mud clearance.
So Uwari, I'm gonna run the Race Keens. My friend Lee that I'm gonna go to the race with, she had a few people tell her that the gravel there is pretty chunky. If you're familiar with the gravel there and have a recommendation, just comment below too, and love tire recommendations. Mid-South for sure will not run the Race Keens. I have this feeling that it's going to be a muddy year at Mid-South. I just know it. The weather's been too nice there for the last couple years. We've had a very, very wet winter. I think we're in for a muddy year. That's my prediction. So I don't know what tire I'm gonna run yet, but I think it's gonna be muddy and I need to change.
I agree with this North Carolina decision, for the record.
Cool.
Yeah.
Once I get through Mid-South, I've got a couple of weeks, and then I'm doing the 200-mile Ozark Gravel Despair. You've heard Jesse, if you're around the channel a lot, talk about Doom. He did Despair last year, Doom the year before, and somehow I got roped in to doing Despair. I don't know how. I don't know why. I agreed. So this is going to be the longest ride I've ever done, and we're gonna have a dedicated video, Jesse and I both, about our bike setups for that race. But I am going to be riding my World Cup. I'll put the bars, aero bars on. Never ridden with those before either, so.
My first aero bar ride was Ozark
Yeah.
Doom too. So
So
I
I've
think
got
it's
them on order, hoping to have them in the next couple of weeks so I can start just learning how to ride in aero bars on the extensions on gravel.
We
so
spent all of last Friday kind of like getting stuff ordered for the event, and I'm really excited to make those videos because I always love like bike setup videos like that.
I basically spent my Friday recently. I took every bag that Jesse and I own, literally everything in this tub, and I was just loading them all up on my bag, trying to figure out, do we have something that's gonna work? Do I need to order something? So that's all gonna come out. That's gonna be the first race ever for the World Cup, and that's kind of part of the reason why I got this bike to begin with.
I have a question.
Yes.
So we've been talking about this, and my initial thought was I was just trying to get you to go do it, just to do it, but you've been talking about like how you want to race it now, that's different than what I was thinking.
So I'm incapable of having the mindset where I'm just going to show up to an event and just have fun and just ride. And I think part of that too is I've had a really bad couple years health-wise, and I'm feeling like really freaking good right now, feeling in shape for the first time in a while. I also just flat out, I don't want to carry stuff to sleep outside, and I don't want to sleep outside in general. So I am just going to try to just ride through it. I don't want to sleep. I know that once I get on this bike, I need to be done as quickly as I can. And I'm in pretty good shape right now, so why the hell not? I'm just gonna do the damn thing, be done, and that is that.
I'm curious what light you end up buying, because that's gonna be really important in that decision, because it'll be full 12 hours in the dark.
Oh yeah. No, I've got a list of lights. I've asked on my Instagram, I've asked on multiple videos here about light recommendations. I'm just gonna throw that out again. If you have light recommendations, comment that below too. I'm asking a lot from everyone today. I need tire recommendations, I need light recommendations, and while I'm at it, throw out battery pack recommendations. I have a list of 3 different battery packs that I'm looking at, but if anyone has one that they're really vibing with, let me know. Next, I have tentatively April 26th, the Kahutta mountain bike race. Several years ago, I started Big Frog, slashed my tire, wouldn't seal, and I just rode back down.
You did all of the single track, made it to the water crossing, right?
Yeah, I did every bit of single track and was about to go out and do like the gravel loop, and I was running out of like CO2 and all of that, and like my tire just would not seal, and I was at a perfect spot for the last section of single track.
You were at the beginning, like the beginning of the race is like where that ends.
Yeah, but it's the last section of single track on the course that takes you back down to the finish, and I was like at that point I was like, okay, screw it, I'm done trying to fix this, like I've already lost everyone anyway, I'm over it. So I just, with my flat tire, kind of coasted down this fun flow trail, and I ended up like literally at our campsite immediately, which was like along the course. So that was a DNF, but I tentatively have Cohutta on here. Figured might as well sign up for the 100. I'm already doing Mid-South and then the 200 miles of despair, so might as well do the 100. A lot of it's gravel too. Tentatively gonna ride the World Cup, and I say tentatively because since I purchased this bike, I still have not been mountain biking on it. Our trails have been absolute garbage for a while, just with the freeze thaw, rain, snow, mud. I don't want to trash our trails. Don't ride muddy trails. I think this would be the great bike for Cohutta. I can't say for sure though, because I have only ridden this on gravel yet at this point. So
You did it on the old era, and like there's no way that this is worse than that in the single track.
accurate.
Yeah, that's like my thought process. A Cohutta is effectively a gravel race.
Yeah, there's bits of, yes, there is single track in this race, but it's nothing super techy. And then it's so much gravel that makes me think the World Cup would be the move. And I don't know for sure if I'm going to make it to that race. Kind of depends on childcare is kind of the main deciding factor there. Another, it's not tentative, but it's just I'm working May 3rd. Karst Crusher, it's another one of our races. Sign up. We'll include the links down below. Use code YouTube for 10% off. That is our really local gravel roads that we ride on a weekly basis. So super cool, super fun route. Be there. May 10th, I signed up for this one. In the previous filming of this video, I was like, oh, maybe not. I'm going to Gravista in Buena Vista, Virginia. Gonna be riding the MOG for that one, about 70-ish miles, 60, 70, something like that. If you've been, if you're going, let me know how it is. Let me know what I need to know. Super excited about that one though.
That's Cynthia's race, right?
Yeah, Cynthia Frazier, she does a lot of super cool ultra endurance races. That's her race that she puts on. So super excited to go and check it out.
That one's been kind of interesting.
I've been interested in
yeah.
this one since pretty much since she started doing it. It's been around for a few years. It's kind of just been on my radar for a while. So I'm excited to finally make that one happen. Everything on this list is going to be a video. So we'll have more info about it. We'll do race recap videos. Some of these, like Mid-South and Despair, we'll probably do, or we will be doing more like info on our bike checks and all of the nitty gritty on that leading up to the race.
We're gonna have to get you a camera.
Yeah, yes. Camera recommendations, comment that down below too. I put the World Cup back in the stand. I did a thing. I signed up for Lutsen 99er. It is a Leadville qualifier. I, prior to signing up, did not read through all the qualification rules and learned that if I qualify, I'm basically in for the 2025 Leadville unless I pay half the entry fee to defer it. So up in the air on what I do there, but if I even qualify. But doing Lutsen 99er, tentatively have the World Cup in the stand. If you're familiar with that race or the trails, let me know if you think a World Cup or my normal epic would be the better fit for that one. I've been starting to watch some videos and get a feel for the terrain and that trail, but I'm kind of leaning towards the World Cup right now.
Last year, we made a video or two about you going back to Leadville. But this year, like, first of all, we've actually paid for Lutsen, so like it's not just like a hypothetical anymore.
It is happening.
Yeah.
August of 2019, I won 2 free entries into Leadville on Instagram. Jesse and I, long story short, went out to do it. I was in XC race shape. We just did XC Nationals the week before. I had to leave Jesse in Colorado. I flew back to Indiana to work because I was out of vacation days. He picked me up from the airport the day before Leadville, raced. I really was not okay with the altitude. Got to the top of Columbine. Like, I was halfway through this race. By the time it was all said and done, I was a smidge over halfway. The volunteers and people at the top of Columbine, they tried to pull me. They were like, "You're not okay." And I was like, yeah, but I'm not quitting. So I basically ran away or like rode away down the mountain on my bike, missed the time cutoff by 4 minutes. Like I was
Twin Lakes.
At Twin Lakes. Yeah, I was so out of it. I was not okay. So I have this vendetta and now I'm actually training for it. So I'm gonna make it back to Leadville. Starting with Lutsen 99er because I decided instead of like registering and doing the lottery, I want to qualify and I want to better my start position. Like I want to get up in the best corral that I possibly can get into. So I'm going to qualifying races, starting with Lutsen. So then I guess jumping ahead a little bit, beyond Lutsen. I added Madahay on here August 2nd. I'm just the SAG for that one. I'll be filming Jesse and being his support, but I thought it was a fun one to touch on. Just list on here. I'm excited to go and be the support for that one. But August 9th is Leadville. So after Lutsen, depending on how life is going, I'll have the option to try to get to Leadville. Right now, I'm thinking it makes sense just to pay to defer to 2026, so that way we can actually plan and prep for it, rather than going straight from South Dakota to Colorado a week later. Like, that just seems
The only
like
way
a lot
the only
for
way it'd
me.
work is if we drove 2 cars to Madahay and then you drove to Colorado after that was over and I drove
Yeah,
home.
I'm still thinking about that one.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on it. So I think it might be in our best interest and my best interest to just do the qualifier if I this is a big if I qualify, and then push Leadville, like do Leadville 2026 and plan my race calendar around that, and that way Jesse can plan his calendar around that a little bit more as well.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah. Switch to the bike again. Now I've got the Epic 8 in the stand. August 30th is the Shenandoah 100K. This was my favorite race of 2024, if you watched my 2024 favorites video. So I'm super excited to get back to that one. Love it because my race is on Saturday and then Jesse's is on Sunday. It just works great for a family where everyone races because we can do the kid handoff.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Should you do Big Frog, Shenandoah, and then add a third NUE, and then you would qualify for the series?
Maybe.
Because like that makes so much sense to me. If you're already going to do 2, you could add another one very easily.
The one that would make the most sense to add would be Wilderness 101, July 26th, on my birthday.
That's what I am suggesting that you do.
So all 3 of those
Because
would,
you don't even have anything in July.
yeah, Big Frog instead of Kahada, and then Wilderness. Both of those would rely on childcare. So if I can get childcare for those races, then I might consider doing that. Might not be a bad idea. So that might be another change to the schedule. Yeah.
I just think it's such a easy thing to figure out.
Yeah, if I already have,
Because we need childcare for like both the Kahada and the Wilderness are close enough that it's not like massive. Like it'd be an overnight kind of deal.
yeah.
It wouldn't be like it's
2
not like we'd be
overnights.
asking like a week. It'd be like
No,
a
it's 2 overnights.
Yeah.
Got some things to think about. Yeah, so I might be doing the 60-mile NUE series, I guess. You got me thinking now.
I just think it
I
makes
feel
so
like
much sense.
I've gotten so derailed now, and my brain is just like, the gears are turning.
You don't even have an event in July. Like it makes so much sense.
I know, that was my vacation time. It's my birthday month, celebrating all month long.
Wilderness 101 is such a cool spot to go to. And if we had childcare, it'd be really fun.
So that's, I guess, a big maybe.
You would race this bike both.
Regardless,
Yeah.
regardless, the Epic would be the bike for that. Wilderness 101, way too rocky. Like, I would die on my World Cup.
It's weird. It's like a gravel race, and then it's like the worst
then it's
trail
not.
you've ever ridden, and then it's a gravel race again.
Yeah.
Like even if you walked, it would be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sold on that one, but big maybe there. I've got a September full of just events. September 6th, Hoosier Downcountry. This is the 3rd and final race that we put on as a shop. Again, use code YouTube for 10% off your entry on that one too. I'll link that below. That is one that you don't want to miss. We've added another distance, 100 miles. So there's 100, 60 to 70-ish, and then there's going to be a 30-mile, but that hits up like all of our local trails, Brown County State Park, Hoosier National Forest, Yellowwood State Forest. It's going to be sick. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, it's the best one.
Super hyped on that one. A couple weeks later, I volunteer for Brown County Mountain Biking. I'm on the board for that. So I help put on our local mountain bike festival, Brown County Epic. The shop will also be set up there, and we give away a bike there every year as part of the raffle to help raise money for our local trails. All the money stays locally, goes right back to the trails. Super cool. So that's another event. And then my final maybe race, October 4th, Pisgah 111. This is one that I've wanted to do for years. Haven't been in a great place health-wise to do it. But again, if I have childcare, I will be at the Pisgah 111. Even if I do the shorter distance, like we'll see how I'm
The
feeling.
555 or whatever.
Yeah,
it
the
is.
555. We'll see how I'm feeling at that point of the year. I just want to do a race in Pisgah on the mountain bike trails. It's a super cool race. I love the trails that the 111 does, but I'm cool with the 5552 too. Again, that one just depends if we get any childcare for that one or not. And a new one on a new, like not just new to me, one on my calendar. October 25th is the Coldwater Trail. So this is in, I believe, Anniston, Alabama. If you know anything about this trail system, tell me and comment below. I don't know if the World Cup or the Epic would be the better bike for this. Let me know your thoughts if you've ridden this trail system. This is the newest Lifetime race. It's the newest Leadville qualifier. There is absolutely no info about this yet. I have the date and everything keeps saying coming soon. That is going to be my second Leadville qualifier. So ideally, perfect world here, I qualify at Lutsen and then do Coldwater Trail, and if I can move up in my position to get into a better starting corral, that would be rad. And we always close out the year, gravel. It's just a local race here.
The date change in my video, I had a mistake. It's actually on the 8th instead of whatever day it normally is.
It's typically the Saturday after Thanksgiving, like has always been the Saturday after Thanksgiving. They moved it to the beginning of the month. Maybe I'll make it there, maybe I won't. We'll see, but it's a good one to just close out the year. And that is it. If you have thoughts, questions, recommendations, comment below. And check out thebicyclestation.com for all your race needs.
Fire stuff.
Bye.